Hello everyone, Sheehan here, independent Stampin'Up demonstrator from Brisbane, Queensland. Today I'd just like to share these little cards with you. They're just a nice little gift card to put on a present, especially when you've got a small present and you just like a nice and little neat card to go with it and not overpower it. They're done with the sheet music in the background, and I've just given it an aged look. I actually used crumb cake on this one, but I used the old olive on that one just to give it that green effect, just to try something different. This one was done on old olive, this one was done on cherry cobbler and with the gold glimmer paper. The other night my daughter and I did our first Facebook Live, which actually was a bit of a disaster, but anyway, and we did these ones when we were on there. And so they're the plain ones. And then today I just thought I'd do on YouTube the ones with the music background. Okay, let's get started. First thing we're going to need, I'll just leave that there at the moment. First things we're going to need are a piece of cherry cobbler measuring 4 3/4 of an inch by 6.5 inches, and then that's just folded and burnished in half. Then you're going to need a piece of the gold foil measuring 4 4.5 inches by 3 inches. And I'm using the gold foil tonight instead of the glimmer paper. I just wanted to see how that looked with the sheet music behind it as well. So I've got that. Then I need a piece of Very Vanilla measuring 4 1/4 inches by 2 6/8 of an inch, and then another piece of the gold foil measuring 2 5/8 of an inch by 1 inch, and a small piece of the Very Vanilla measuring 2 3/8 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so let's get started on this. Okay, first up, we might as well attach the gold foil to our card. Get that bit done. And I've left a reasonable border on this card tonight. I don't usually leave this much, but I just thought it needed a bit of the nice gold look to it. The same with the glimmer paper. I did it with that one too. Okay, we'll just set that aside to dry. Now we're going to do our sheet music first. The stamps that I am using, just in case you're interested, is the beautiful Baubles. It's absolutely stunning. It's a new one out of our catalogue that's just been launched. And I've already done a demonstration of this particular large bauble. But tonight I thought I'd do these ones. And using the Sentiment Deck the Halls, they also coordinate with the detailed Baubles Thinlet dies. This one is part of that, and this is the one I'm using tonight. And of course, I'm using this lovely background stamp sheet music, which I just love at Christmas time. It's so good. So that's the one I'm using now, and I'm going to use crumb cake tonight. I'm just going to ink that up. It's much easier to put your ink on this way. And then I'm going to sit this, just get that up the right way, and pop that on there as straight as I can. Might be a little bit off, but we'll see how it went. Hope I didn't move that too much. Bit of paper over the top and then press down, just to make sure that we get that impression on there. Okay, let's see how it went. Oh, there we go, that's lovely. Good. Alright, so I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. Whilst I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to do one impression of the stamp to start with, using Versamark ink. and just popping it on here. It doesn't actually, it's just a piece big enough to pop that on, because what we're going to do is colour this one in and cut them out. So using some gold. Oh, and I forgot my embossing buddy again. Not so important with this one because I'm cutting them out, so that's all right. So that's done there. And I will also do the sentiment while I'm at it. And pop that there. And I will use the embossing buddy for this one. And this is the Deck the Halls. Again, using the Versamark. My Versamark pad is quite dirty now, so that you can actually see what you're putting on here, but it doesn't matter because once the embossing powder is added, it doesn't make any difference. There we go, and I'll just peel that off and do that one. And I'll do these two, and then go. Just turn that around as it gets a little bit hot. So there's that one. This one. You can always just put a little bit of heat underneath if it starts to bend and warp, and it will come straight again. These are such gorgeous little stamps. There we go. Pop those aside now. Now what I'm going to do, I'll just cover up the ink there, put that there. So I'm just going to get this one back again, the sheet music, and I'm going to get the crumb cake again and just my sponge, and I'm just going to go over this. I am using a sponge that I had a little bit of crushed curry on, and I actually liked this sort of yellowing in the background, and I mean it's just been sitting there. It's not like I deliberately put it on and I thought, oh, I'll just grab that sponge, and I really liked it because you know how when paper gets old it does have that yellowy tinge to it, and this just showed up really nicely. So I'm quite happy with that. And then what I want to do is just go around the edges and make it just a bit darker coming in from the edge. You often see music at Christmas and it always looks like the very old beautiful carols and things, and it's just something that I picture at Christmas anyway, and I love using the sheet music for it. Okay, there we go. Alright, now I'll just let that dry for a little bit, and then the next thing is to colour these in. Now, these are the colours that I've used. The Rich Razzleberry in the dark and the light, Cherry Cobbler, dark and light, Bermuda Bay light, and Pumpkin Pie. Then I've got Pineapple Punch and Daffodil Delight, and this one from the Shaded Spruce, the dark shaded spruce. And they're the colours I used, but I mean, you can do whatever you like with them. Now, I'm not going to colour in the whole thing. I have done some of these ahead of time, but just I think it's important that you know that actually colouring in between these lines and trying not to go on the embossing is important. I find if you put anything on the embossing that it does tend to dull it a bit, and so there's some that you can't avoid that with, like this one, because there's just too many little dots there. But if you can avoid it, it's good to do so, because it just takes the nice brightness out of the gold. And I very much like this new colour, this shaded spruce. It's beautiful. It's a lovely green. I did say that right, didn't I? Yes, shaded spruce. Okay, so I've done that one like that, and then I'm going to use my dark cherry cobbler, colour through here, trying to keep in the lines. I'm going a bit quick to do that. When I've got more time, I'll slow down. There we are. And so quickly, whoop, out of the line there. Lucky these ones are being cut. But as you can see, that comes up really nicely. And you keep your nice shiny gold in there. There we are. Okay, so anyway, I've done all those, so I'll just pop these to the side, and I'll close up this. Oh no, I won't. The next thing I'm going to do is emboss this one, and this one I will use the embossing buddy for. There we go. So I'm going to do that stamp down the bottom here. So again, we get the Versamark. Do that, and then pop this on here. The only thing I'll say with this stamp, to be careful, because you're trying to centre it, you can put this over to the left a little bit too much, because you've got this little star or whatever it is out the side here. You tend to sort of centre it across, and sometimes it can sort of looks like it sits out of position. Okay, and some embossing powder. Okay, I've got that on there. And then there we go. That little heat underneath, straighten it up again. Whoop, not too bad. Okay. Now, next thing, we're going to add our little ones that I said I had done earlier. They're just going to go on there, just pop them over the top, up on dimensionals. Got ink all over me now. I watch people do their crafting sometimes and they seem to stay so clean, but for some reason I tend to end up with ink everywhere. I guess that's just the way it goes. Okay, pop that one on there. We've actually had some rain around here this afternoon. Not a lot, but we haven't had rain for so long, so it's been really nice. Okay, and then that one on there. Okay, we've got those. Get our card back in. Bit of glue here. There we go. And then again a nice size border on that. There we are. And then all we have to do is put our Deck the Halls onto the gold foil that we cut earlier. Now I did think about aging this as well, but I think the sentiment stands out better if it's not done. I mean, it's just a matter of opinion, so I mean it's up to you entirely. If you want to do that, you can always give that a bit of a work over with the crumb cake as well. Now I'm going to stick this on dimensionals, so just one on there, and I'd probably put too many, but I do like to make sure my cards are secure. There we go, and I'll pop something inside it later on. But that's basically the little card. There's the 3 of them that I've done. Now, you might like the glimmer one better. I think I do, actually. I think I like the one with the glimmer paper better, but I wanted to try it out with the foil. And there's the one we did today. And there's the other 2 with the glimmer paper. I might even try a blue and silver one, I think, too. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I love to share my cards, and I value any feedback, or let me know in the comments below whether you enjoyed the card or whether you've had a go at the card, or just anything you'd like to say, anything you'd like to ask. If you don't have a demonstrator yet, please feel free to link to my store, and I'd be more than happy to be your demonstrator and help you out with anything anywhere in Australia. Stampin'Up ships directly to you. You just have to go through a demonstrator to order, but I'd be more than happy to help you out. Now there's a new catalogue out. It's just started with all these beautiful Christmas stamps and things in it, and yeah, if you would like a catalogue, just let me know. Alright everyone, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.